Greetings, my friends and soul family. Uh, I was going to write an email and thought, it's going to be so much easier just to do a quick video for you, which, of course, I'm never quick. So it won't be edited. It won't be nothing. So forgive me for anything disjointed like dogs barking or me saying a lot. Okay, first of all, I want to address the global situation. I sit here in utter amazement watching how this plan has been put into place so quickly. What a convenient virus this is, I'll tell you. So the systematic shutdown of every country on the planet, almost every country on the planet, but we haven't seen the end of it yet, is not unlike 911, and then 2 days later, the 2,000-page Homeland Security Act was written and delivered and enacted. If you don't think there's a plan over this, you are delusional. If you don't think that the guys that run this planet have set this in motion with an other agenda behind it, you're delusional. Now, whether or not you think it's the good hats, the white hats, and Trump who are going to clean house and get rid of all the bad guys, or whether you think this is the bad guys trying to shut down the planet, is not important at this moment. What's important is there's a play going here, a theater, and be amazed at how effortlessly it has been put in place to get an entire global population to sit on their balconies and sing "O Sole Mio," or like in Spain. I still haven't gotten over the Spain video clip of yesterday where people are applauding. What are they applauding? They're applauding being captive volunteers because their fear is so immense that sitting in their houses and being obedient isn't good enough. No, they have to applaud their captors and be in gratitude for all they're doing to save us. Now, you all know me because you've either traveled with me before or you just know me because of my work. And those who have traveled with me, we've graduated to being friends. We've already been soul family, but friendships have blossomed. And those who haven't yet, we have that to look forward to. But what's important here now is that I come to you from a very earnest place. And I think you know that about me. And what I want to say to you is this: if you run with fear now, you'll be running the rest of your life. And if you really aspire to ascension, because all this language about ascending, we're going to ascend off the planet and be in harmony and bliss in another dimension. Got news for you. If you haven't conquered fear on this earthly domain, on this third dimensional contextual existence, you ain't going to any sixth dimension. How can you even imagine that you would? That is a refined state of consciousness. And here are the battles. Here are the challenges. Here are the tests to see if you cut the mustard or not. It is that simple. And so I keep calling to spiritual warriors and spiritual light workers or whatever to step up to the plate. And I'm delighted that so many of you are. So many of you are writing to me saying you're going to be in Bosnia, you're going to be in Atlantis, you're not afraid. And I'm delighted to see that. Now, whether or not we can access travel is in the air. Don't you just love my puns? But I wanted to reassure everyone that in the event that by June we still can't travel, we will, of course, push the dates back. I've already talked to Dr. Sam, and he asked me to please reassure everyone Bosnia is up and running and operating. They had crowds last weekend. And he spoke a lot about the negative ions in the pyramid and how no bacteria or virus can withstand it. And isn't it interesting that when I wrote that program and sent it to you, it was all about health and healing. And it's one of the things we're doing is our own healing at a microbial level, at a molecular level. And then there's the emotional body, because being together in that environment after this drama will be remarkable. We've been traveling a long time together, and we want to go back. We want to go home, and for many of us, that's serious. But first, we have work to do on this planet. I truly believe that we're going to do something monumental in that pyramid. And some of you, like Wes, have been writing about that and understanding it. This is an active vortex on the planet, and it's no coincidence that we're planning to go there. So please be reassured and know that, well, I'm going to tell you what I believe and understand and have had confirmation of with the council, okay? And there's lots of info floating around. It's very hard to choose what you resonate with or to embrace what information is out, because as usual, the dark is extremely dark, the light is a little bit fluffy, and some of it is ridiculous la la land fluff. What I see is what I've been talking about for 2 years or more now. For those of you who saw my XRP Ripple videos about cryptocurrency and how they were shifting us to a digital currency. So why do we have this global panicdemic? First of all, I'd like to know a few things about this. I saw the first videos in China, and the people that were being dragged into the hospital or away from their homes. If they were so sick, how were they clinging to the wall and fighting 3 or 4 police not to go in? Have you seen those videos? Here's a guy fighting for his life, bracing in the doorway, trying not to be taken away. I have had pneumonia. You know what? You can't fight shit. You can barely walk. You can barely breathe. And if someone was coming to take you to the hospital, you would go willingly because you know you're on death's bed. But these people are fighting for their lives not to go. And, gee, somebody managed to photograph it. And my question for you is, over and over again, we see all this footage. I saw footage the other day from Jane Rose of the Stazione Termini in Rome, completely empty. And 3 guys in hazmat suits, and somebody's filming it, okay? So into the frame, the camera frame comes 2 guys with a stretcher with what looks like a dead body. And there's somebody filming this, and then click, they say a few words, and it ends. Now my question to you is, who's the guy filming it? Doesn't anybody ask these questions? Certainly not a journalist. And if you're trying to control a pandemic, do you allow people to stand there and photograph stuff? To video stuff? Or is your objective, your agenda, to create utter, sheer panic? And when panic happens, human beings do weird things. The first is to kill each other to get a roll of toilet paper. The next is to obey completely, lock themselves into their fear, and do what the boogeyman says to do. And you know what? If you're afraid of the boogeyman now, you're going to be afraid the rest of your life if you don't step up to the plate. This is the big test. So it'll be an asteroid. It'll be a nuclear holocaust. It'll be a volcano. Somebody asked me, what are you doing on an island that's full of volcanoes? I said, living. I'm living in paradise. Yeah, but what happens if something happens? I'll die. I'm so ready to pass on if that is my time. Bring it on. I'm blessed to live in fearlessness. I've been this way all my life, and it won't change. So what I'd like to tell you now, because a lot of you are concerned, is, first of all, yes, of course, everything's closed down. They are shutting it all down. They are breaking Wall Street. They're breaking the banks. I mean, I went to my bank yesterday. Whoa, talk about fear. And the head of the bank said it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. All this gloom and doom. Of course it's going to get worse. They've got to shut down the entire financial system. That is the objective. And that is what cryptocurrency is all about. And I've been warning you and advising you, everybody that would listen, to get on the bandwagon, get yourself some cryptocurrency. I personally am invested in XRP because that's where they're going. And when they shut it all down, they're going to shift to crypto digital currency. That's why they want people out of the way. That's why they want the banks closed, the schools closed, the post office, everything, so that they can do what they're going to do in haste. And yes, I also think that they're arresting several people. And we're happy to see these people get arrested. If they are truly pedophiles and sex traffickers and all these satanic things, let them get arrested and put into Gitmo. I'm more than happy for that. But on Reality Rock, where I live, what I am most concerned about is, what are they doing right now? How long do they need to complete that? And when will we be back on track? So yesterday, Trump declared that this could run into the summer. And why do you think that is? Use your mind. The elections are in November. He has to take it to the limit of horror and fear and breakdown and lack. And then bingo, because he already said, we're going to conquer this. We're going to have victory over this virus, right? Bingo, when everything's in place, everything comes back online. Trump comes out with his orations about what an extraordinary job everybody's done. He's already saying that, and, quite honestly, define extraordinary. But imagine when he can bring everything back online, the economy starts to grow again, Wall Street picks back up, digital currency has been installed. Patricia Cori might just have some extra funds around because I bought cryptocurrency before anybody understood what was coming down, or at least most people. And he gets to go into September, October, November with the August, September, October. Personally, I think it's going to start in July, August, September. It's going to slowly start coming back. We're going to get all these wonderful reports about the economy, how things are coming along, how the cases have diminished. We've come over the curve, and he's going to ease right into November and sweep the presidency. This is my belief. At any rate, to reassure you all, we are going to Bosnia, and we are going to swim with the dolphins. We are going to have that experience of remembering our Syrian connection. And all I want you to remember is, I've already had the go-ahead from Sam that if for any reason we can't get to Bosnia, we will push the date back. And, if you're like me and you truly trust the universe and you trust your higher consciousness and you just trust, then something even better will happen. If we can't be there in June with all this intention that we have to do this, it means there's a reason. Whether it's a planetary alignment, whether it's equinox, whether it's whatever it is, there's a reason. I trust it. The question is to just calm down. Know that nobody's going to take anything away from you. Know that you can't get hurt here. Know that this will pass. And when you look your fear in the face and you say, I am a star seed. I did come here to make a change. You can't help but stand in your power, even more than you already are. To remember that incredible mission that you came here to do something important. And it certainly is not bowing down to your fear, giving up, being hopeless, wondering if this is the end, yada, yada, yada. So I call upon you not only as my fellow journeyers and my soul family, but as warriors for light. We need the planet to fill up with light. And I'm not talking about singing O Sole Mio on the balcony in Rome or applauding whatever on the balcony of Madrid. I'm talking about being that strength, being that lighthouse. Come on, guys. Show me your stuff, okay? You want to ascend to the sixth dimension? There's a little job to do first, and that is conquering fear on planet Earth. Okay? So, remember, as I said, Dr. Sam is wonderful. He said, just, of course, we will accommodate people if we are, for any reason, blocked. But he said, I don't believe we will be. And I don't either. It's 2.5 months away from now. It all depends how quickly they put what they want to put into place. But it ain't about a virus. I don't believe it for a minute. And while we're all being told that people are dropping dead in the streets, if this was the pandemic they're trying to paint it to be, they would be. They would be dropping dead in the streets. Litter. There would be a litter of bodies on the streets. What we have is controlled reports of how many people are dying. Where are the families of these people? The questions that are so obvious to me, people just don't seem to be asking. Like, if somebody that I loved died of this thing, I would be talking about it. There would be funerals. There would be something besides this abject silence and videos that terrorize and bring us to our knees. They don't bring Pat Cori to her knees. I can see through it. Can you? So breathe and know that I've got your back. As far as the trips, no, they're not going to be canceled. The worst that could happen is they'll be postponed. And because the airlines and the hotels, everybody are shut down at the moment, everybody will work with me. Okay? So fear not. And I can't wait to have our time in Bosnia and our time in the water with the dolphins. And for those of you who are on the dolphin trip, we did have 3 cancellations. So now we have this boat. It's almost like private hire. I mean, I always hire it privately, but we usually have 10, 15 people on the boat. No, not 15. I think 12, 14 people, and sometimes I've had 2 boats. So this time we have 6. That means more time for each person in the water with the dolphins, because we share that time, and more ease, more comfort. Really, I'm kind of thrilled that we're not 9 as we were originally, which was already a small group for me, but I will not cancel, because that's when you give in. And that's what Sam said too. He said, I refuse to give in to the global elite. Love him. Can't wait to spend time together. He's my kindred spirit. I refuse to bow down to the global elite because they're trying to terrorize the population into obedience. And, you know, he didn't say I refuse to give in to the virus, because if your eyes are open, you know it's bullshit. Sorry for the French language, but, you know, bear with me. I am very emotional about these things. All right, guys. I will either see you in Atlantis or see you in Bosnia, or both. Or I will keep you updated as we get more information. And should we need to postpone our programs, we will do that. We have the entire summer. So breathe. Know that you are in divine grace. Know that you're in the middle of a big play. And don't be captured. My love around you.